Hello, my dear friends. Happy Monday to you, y'all. My work schedule got kind of shifted, and things I was supposed to do this week got put on the back burner. So that's left me like a week to get on with some creative energy projects, and I'm really happy about that. We're freelance here, so if something doesn't work out, then you just move to the next project. So you go to what's on your desk or what's in the garage and needs your attention next. So anyway, it's the freelance life, my dear friends. I've got 2 new art supply books to go in the shop today. And we will go through these. Let's do this beautiful botanical print first. I just think that this is just lovely, lovely. And it's got kind of a peaceful feeling to it. And we even got peace signs on the spine. This is a collection of plastic beads. As you recall, I have been rather militant about not using plastic beads, but I've decided, lately, y'all, and I'm just talking to you like I was sitting here talking to you. I've been really too hard on myself. And, whether it's restraint in life or restraint in my spending or restraint in my just general outlook, I've realized that I'm being just a little too tough on myself. So I bought plastic beads. We're going to find plastic beads on these recycled books. So just recycle the plastic beads, right? We have 4 signatures. We have 8 pockets. We forgot to do a measurement. Let's see what oh yeah, she's had way too much coconut pie. It's 6 6¼ inches. A lot of folks choose to put these on the side of their desk, and then that way they have like this kind of vertical file folder thing going on here. Or you can use her just like a book. Now, what's an art supply book? An art supply book is a collection of papers and cards. You might have art trading cards, art trading coin blanks. You'll have whatever you would find in an art studio can be found in an art supply book. So you'll have stamped images, you'll have some slow sewing going on, you'll have painted pages, you'll have text paper, old and new text paper. We'll have images for you to explore. We'll have cardstock in here. This particular journal has some wreath ribbon right here. Now I have pulled the edges together so you don't get stuck right there. You'll also notice an art supply book is curated. You can choose a place and you can see how these things are curated. So we have vintage, 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 and a vintage recipe. The books contain collage materials. No need to get out a whole lot of supplies to practice and have fun with your art supply book. I really like the way these painty pages came out. I dig painting, but I do it in kind of like this sporadic, herky-jerky kind of way where I don't paint I may paint every single day for a month, and then I may not paint for 2 months. And that's just kind of my process. We all have different processes. This is a bit of slow sewing on some Edith Holton book pages. This makes a nice little inclusion in any sort of journal. Might give you ideas about ways to use your own book pages. It's sweet to make those little pockets and just put them in the middle of a book. Again, we have vintage recipes here for you. Did your mama ever make a checkerboard upside down cake? Did she make a sponge cake? I just love looking at old recipe books. My mom makes the best cornbread in the whole world. And she'll say, it's just cornmeal and water And I'm like, there's got to be a secret ingredient to that. I don't like sweet cornbread. I really like savory cornbread. And man, she has it. She just has it down. You'll notice that you have magazine images. You'll have handmade items. There will be embellishments in here, bookmarks, tags, findings. I also, and you know, if you've ordered from me, you'll get like a little bag of goodies, you know, a little goodie bag. It has all kinds of other things for you to play with in your journals. Anytime that you see a book, a paperclip here, this is a curated cluster. The images go together, the colors go together, the vibe goes together, the era goes together. So something that you can immediately pull out of the book and immediately start working with. Generally, all you need to do the projects in this book are a glue stick and some scissors. Things are pre-cut, curated, ready to roll. Art supply books are great if you're kind of doing that minimalistic kind of thing where you're, you know, maybe you're paring down your art supplies. You know, we're de-stashing. And why do we de-stash? We de-stash because we may be tired, you know, of using the art supplies that we have. So, you know, in our giving nature, we either give things away or we sell them in our Etsy stores and that sort of thing. But to me, de-stashing is a great way to fill these books. They're beautiful image, lovely things to work with. Look at this vintage map of the Roman Empire. I just think that that is super cool. You'll have things to collage with. Spaces to write. This is a great little writing space right here, should you choose to do that. You can make calling cards, holiday cards, greeting cards, birthday cards, thank you cards. You've got a plethora of wonderful items to work with here. And of course, it's recycled. I believe in recycling, repurposing, redoing, revamping everything. It's very important to me to use what I have and pass along to you guys what I have. Those things are very precious to me. And you can see this book is just chock full of all kinds of things. You know, the concept of a book like this is to make it interactive. There are ways to create without getting all your stuff out. You have everything that you need, you know, to create. They're also great, you guys, to use as journal prompts. If you write a journal, if you're a written journaler, then, you know, what does the word grow mean to you? You don't even have to get your journal out. Just flip that baby over and write your definition of what it means to grow. You know, are you growing in your spirituality? Are you growing in your self-contentment? Are you growing in your restlessness even? You know, restlessness is a kind of growth, is it not? It's speaking to, hey, I'm grateful for my circumstances, but I would kind of like a change, right? So, I mean, that's a type of growth. These are tessellated book pages that I've created as pages in these books. So, you know, maybe this will give you an idea about using your own text pages. Beautiful places to go. When I see this, I think about elegant places to shop. And I know that we're doing a lot of shopping online. Personally, I'm not a big shopper. but I do like to go in like specialty stores and boutique stores and see things, you know, that just bring beauty and prettiness to my life. I like things like that. Another collage piece right here. Travel brochure. A little bit of, now this is home decor here. A little bit about cactus. There's always something interesting in the books to read. And because you're not stuck with binding, you can take things out of the book and you can put them back into the book. You can take this whole book, play with it, and then put your creations in a pocket right here. Fun, eh? Lots of pretty papers, you guys. These books are $42 and they're $8.40 to ship. I did not go up on my shipping, so they're $8.40 still to ship them to you. This maybe will give you an idea about how to use your food packaging. Really like the way that turned out. Original pieces, my friends. Original pieces are in here. Give you lots of ideas about how to use your own stash. And like I said, she's a pretty chunky monkey. And there's the end of that. I have to sometimes kind of hold these things down to get them closed. But that's half the fun, right? And, you know, you've got all these hairy paper clips. This is fiber, fabric, ribbons, all kinds of things to play with here. The front of these books, the fabric says, "Yummy, yummy, berries in my tummy, so sweet, so good to eat, yummy, yummy, yummy." But the way that the fabric is designed, you're getting the star thing here, you know, more than the berry thing. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So when you look at the fabric, you see the stars, you don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the text here, though it is a really nice element. Finish this off with some plastic beads. I really do like the way the butterfly figured into this baby. Let's see how big and thick this is. This one is 6 inches thick. So let's take a look. This one starts out with a chippy that says fearless, independent, and original. You know, you've got lots of bookmarks to play with, y'all. You know, if you're like one of those people who like to come up with small treats and gifts to put into an envelope or to drop off at someone's house, then it's really sweet to have a book like this. So let's look at this curated page cluster here. So we've got popcorn, a popcorn bag. Sometimes we have popcorn at July the 4th. On July the 4th, we should be getting onions from our garden. All kinds of different onions. I think some of these are shallots. And maybe we're going to use these shallots to make a special dish. Maybe we're going to look on page 64 of our Mama's Cookbook. And this is a cluster that you can, remember, a cluster is just something that you pop off the page and play with. Now, you know, you don't have to just use these items that are underneath the paperclip. You can use whatever is in your book. Oh, don't you love this? It says the packables, and it has one of those old thermoses in it. Maybe that will give you a prompt to write about what you ate when you were in school. Did you take your lunch? Did you get a cafeteria lunch? My mom and I were talking about the lunchroom at the elementary school where I went to school years and years ago. Of course, it's not there anymore. But when I went to school, the ladies in the cafeteria cooked. you know, you didn't have food from cans. You know, you didn't have pre-made frozen stuff. And one of my very favorite things to have at school was greens. I mean, actual like collard greens, mustard greens. And we would have this small, a small container of vinaigrette on the table. And oh my goodness, it was just like the greatest day. We could have greens. I love real food. We used to have grits. We had yellow grits. You would walk in that cafeteria and, you know, we had to all stand in line and it would smell like a bakery because those ladies made fresh yeast rolls every day. It was just like heaven, man. It was good food. What kind of food did you have? When you were going to school, what was your favorite thing? Another favorite thing that I really, really liked was pineapple. You know, when you were served some pineapple with a small piece of ham or something like that. I have really fond memories of my elementary school cafeteria lunches. When I got to middle school, I skipped lunch so I could just go outside, you know, get a breath of fresh air. And sometimes I would have a Nutty Buddy for lunch, but you know, that wasn't very nutritious, but I didn't want to stand in line. Our lunch breaks were really short, and I preferred muchly, you know me, I wanted to be outside, not inside. And then when I taught school, you know, that was interesting. When I was an assistant teacher in the public schools, you know, the whole school system, cafeteria system had changed, of course, and that's when you were getting processed food and food in cans and frozen stuff and that sort of things. My kids used to say, "Miss Brackett, what is this?" And I would go, "Sweetie, if you cannot identify it, you might not want to eat it. You see those green beans? Those were green beans. Maybe that's a safer bet." I had some cute kids in all of those, you know, all of those 10 years of teaching. Good grief, that's a long time, my friends. But I have the wonderful woman that I worked with is still teaching. Bless her heart. She must be close to being able to retire. Oh, that beautiful. Now, this is another kind of example. We've got a horse on a beach, some beach ephemera right here, beach colors here. This looks like a lagoon. So we've got some water imagery going on. Here is a beach cover-up, a straw hat, stack of books. And that's just sweetness right there. We've got pinks that go together. Some tissue paper for collage. Thanks to Miss C, because she made a lot of the elements that I'm using in my art supply books right now. Anybody who's ever sent me anything, you know that it's, you know exactly where it's going to end up, don't you? Yes, it's going to end up in a book. With these little kitties right here. A happy face. It's very sweet, isn't it? And this is our last signature to peruse through. This is an Egyptian onion. More onion right here. This is a 1994 calendar. I thought that the black and white went really great with the sushi, the food photography that we have there. Going places, planning a group tour. Super vintage text pages. A palette, a painted piece. Another really nice curated cluster right here. some greens. And there we go, my friends. This is the last pocket. Mia's snoring. Did you hear her? I will get these in the shop a little later on today. Like I said, this week has kind of turned into a less of a worky week and more of a creative worky week. So we're having a creative worky week, so go check out the Etsy store. I hope y'all are good. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Talk to you soon. Bye.